Cash, you and your family weren't exactly close, am I right? It's just that I thought it would be nice to have a surprise reunion. But these war dogs didn't see it my way, and they've taken matters into their own hands. They're using them as bait, Cash. Bait. I know. I can hardly believe it myself. Each time they spot you, these war dogs are going to execute one of your beloved family.
And that certainly puts a damper on our domination of the war dogs. With the stakes thusly raised, we're going to have to be extra careful, efficient, and brutal if we want to survive without innocent blood on our hands. For starters, we're going to need to get this superstitious fellow in the room with us. That should have sent him right where we want him, but just to be sure. Now that we've tapped him like a keg, we can move right along. See what lies beyond. Going to have to do so pretty carefully, as mistakes can be very costly, you can imagine.
I'm sick of all these games. Show yourself.
Mistakes just like that. Now this guy didn't get quite a good enough look at us to be certain beyond all shadow of doubt that he did indeed spot us.
He blew it. He's over here.
Therefore, he cannot execute his orders to slay our family member. Thankfully, we are still more than able to execute. And over here is his prey. This conveniently placed blade should be perfect to set him free. Hopefully get him out of harm's way.
Get out of here. Run!
I'd imagine his odds of survival are quite a bit lower than our own, considering he's unarmed and not the best killer in the world. But we certainly can't afford to babysit him. We're going to need a very specific loadout. We've got a few rounds, decent amount of firepower, and a single execution thanks to that glass shard. That's because the area up ahead is unbelievable. Just watch the radar. Lit up like a Christmas tree. That's absurd. Setting foot in the gorilla cage is suicide. The only way to handle this, really, is to get as many guys as you can out of there. For starters, we're going to need to execute this guy. We need his corpse, quite frankly. And having him out of the picture certainly is nothing to complain about.
We've only got so many jumps for you to chew up. Make each one count.
It is perhaps a very bad sign the director is already bored, despite how many kills we've racked up so far. Because clearly when he's bored, he cooks up ideas. So nobody else wants to come out and see this body. Maybe if we fling a head at him? Still not quite. So we might have to do something very risky.
I think you blew it, big boy. Alpha Bravo! Alpha Bravo!
We got out of there, and we We showed him a corpse, so he's on heightened awareness, and he might even alert his friends, which is exactly what we want right now. Here he comes.
Last one in's a pussy.
He's awful excited. Not anymore, though. The gunshot certainly brought his friends over.
I need some more eyes here.
Right into the perfect position.
Hang tight till I get back up. First blood.
Easy pickings. But the other guy had a trank gun. So let's spray him with pellets. Okay, that didn't do it. Seems we can't aim while tranquilized, so... Now that the effects have worn off, we're gonna have to make this final bullet count.
Oh yeah, lock it low.
That wasn't what I had in mind. We've got no further weaponry.
I can owe you, man.
It's actually a bit of a close call. Our shotgun is empty, so we might as well take his surprisingly useful gun. See if we can't make use of it ourselves. And it also turns out we can't do heavy attacks while we are tranquilized, so... We're just extremely lucky he was at such low health. After taking 3 bullets. Now let's analyze just why this area is such complete bullshit. It's wide open. There's that little cave for shelter. And a couple of bushes that you can get shadow from. But the ground is covered with gravel. And that treehouse there. If the sniper gets in there, he can see you from anywhere. And, as we've shown, retaliation while tranquilized is nigh impossible. With 3 other guys bearing down on you, you are fucking dead. We were able to see with the trank gun that there's a guy wandering around up ahead. Oh, he's got, possibly our sister.
You over here? I got you.
And he's got a friend. Let's just get him as far away from the family as we can.
Get him first.
Now, the conditions of our challenge aren't quite as brutal as previously stated. The only person with orders to kill our family members are the guys with the pistols. So we just need to take them out safely.
Safety's off, boys. Whoa!
I was hoping to get him behind the guy with the machete so that he would wander off and I'd have free reign of the guy with the gun, but it didn't work out.
Whoa! He's in my sight.
Now I'm in a machete duel. But the guy with the gun didn't quite see us. He just knows there's commotion up ahead. So until he gets back, he can't execute our family member. His orders are that specific. And these war dogs are loyal to the death. And that death is a-coming.
Go! It's okay. I got my eyes.
Now we're spotted, and one of us is gonna die very soon. That trank gun snapshot headshot was just enough to do the job. Now, we couldn't take his gun, we still need the blade. You may have noticed that we can only carry 1 weapon of each category, because there's no hammer space in this game. Everything you own, you can see.
Run as far away as you can.
Really hope she appreciates how badly brutalized we just got to save her. She did technically repay us by proving that the path ahead is relatively safe, since she hasn't been killed yet. The checkpoint's right there. And if we go around, we can pick up some extra ammo for a trank gun. Get a sneak preview of what's ahead. Now let's peep in on what the deal is here. Alrighty, we've got another family member to bust out.
Just quit the shit. Let's do this thing.
Should be relatively easy.
What do you say?
Would be easier if I weren't taking such insane risks. But with the door closed behind us, we have visual cover to sneak into the shadow. This guy's got to go back to work sometime. And when he does, we'll be waiting.
This is it. He's blown.
To strike.
You're showing me some real psycho style, Cash. I love it.
You're not the only one who watched. So we're gonna need a blade, conveniently offered once again. They made sure to have every area keep a blade in it.
Trust no one. Now go.
After so much stoicism throughout the game, it's very interesting to see what really raises Cash's ire.
Guess what you have to do to open the shark's mouth? Go rescue your family.
Presumably opening the shark's mouth is what we want to do. We've almost completely rescued our family, so we're doing pretty good. And that wall there is actually ramped on the other side, so he can make his way over here. If we give him enough reason. Looks like he's got a sniper rifle. So the last thing we want to do is get spotted. But if we take him out, we're sitting pretty... Okay, I was prepared to throw him off our scent if need be. Oh, we got another audience member. But he's too late. Just generally not very proactive. Happy to watch, it would seem. Such is his downfall. And another unsuspecting victim. Perhaps this challenge has brought out the best in Cash. For a certain value of best. There's the next guy with a gun. In many ways, our final obstacle. Seems very confused by what he just heard.
That better be our little friend. I'm sick and tired of playing these stupid games.
Okay, that seems to have got him. One bullet left. We should be able to make it count.
None of these guys ever went to Nam, but you sure as hell gave them a taste tonight.
A lot of very efficient gunfire. The director seems to be getting a taste for it. Honestly, I hope we're not giving him any ideas.
Don't stop until you're out of here.
You rescued them all. I knew I'd bring the hero out in you.
Yeah, we even impressed the guy. Although, honestly, I'm certain he would have been a little happier if we left a few more bodies lying around. Oh, there's another guy wandering about, trying to block our exit. With all the family members saved, we can pretty much go back to business as usual. We're pretty well versed in that, I would say. Like it was nothing. Oh, there's a unexplored cave thing here. And from it, you can safely take view of the shark's mouth and its appointed guard. Too far away to hear that, so maybe we should tool up a little bit. That should do it. Yeah, you heard that. Maybe if we whip this head far enough, take a few more steps closer. Yeah, that's about as close as he'll get to us. And we know using the tranq gun for headshots puts a guy right down. Almost kills him. What about the alternative, though? Now we know. Body shots leave them stunned on their feet. Perfectly set up for an execution, although the timing is pretty tight.
Shit. Didn't bring any moon floss anyhow.
Let's see if we can't put this surprisingly useful tool to our advantage here in this very open room. The guy over here has a tranquilizer himself. There's another guy off in the distance. He's wandering off. This guy is setting himself up pretty nicely. So that's the major threat down.
I'm coming over to drag you all into this, you chicken shit.
We can manipulate this fake tough guy pretty easily. Seems like hell is over that way. And now the path is clear. I sometimes wonder if the intentionally interlaced filter over the executions is intended as a censorship method, as in Manhunt 2 and The Punisher. They both had very severely censored executions. If it is, it's a very clever implication of censorship. We can finally move on. These war dogs and their ambushes.
You, don't move a muscle.
So we're gonna have to somehow put distance between them and us. This area is too open to really break sight, get ourselves in the shadows. If we get far enough away, we can maybe get some tranq darts in them. Aiming can be a bit hard when they're barreling down on you. But with that guy down, we can take our isolated individual. Sneak into the only secluded area here. Lose him for long enough to finally get an advantage. That's going to be enough to even the odds. We weren't quite spotted there. There was a wall in the way, but he knows something's up because he got shot in the face.
Okay, war dogs. He's around here someplace.
And now he's seen a dead body.
No time to get all tearful. Let's nail this bastard.
So if I'm to get rid of him, I need to get him the fuck away from me. Probably whip this head across the room.
There you go.
Oh, whoops. Accidentally bonked the wall with it. Another machete duel's probably gonna kill us. Fortunately, this guy thinks he's pretty tough and is gonna try to intimidate us. That gave us just enough room to get a tranq in him, and that will allow us to execute him. Sort of a close call, actually. But that was it. Now we are done. Off to hell.
You just won't fucking die, will you?
Indeed, we are exceeding everyone's expectations, to their growing frustration, unfortunately. Maybe we've proved ourselves with that test, but maybe we weren't supposed to. Hopefully, the challenges won't get further ridiculous and sadistic, but we know who we're dealing with. Regardless, it's pretty nice to be out of the zoo, moving on from the war dogs and their zealous madness. Should be interesting to see what's coming up next for Cash, because it's clearly not going to be too good for him. But before we move on to find out what could possibly be in store for our hero next, I've assembled a bit of a twisted blooper reel to finish out the video, so enjoy that, and I will see you next time.
Too slow, Cash. They've nailed him. What a bummer. You turn up alive and one of them kicks it. Shit, you blew it. And now she pays the price. 2 dead, 2 alive. 50-50. Half a family. Good enough for me, though. Saw you, killed him. Life's a bitch. Well, 1 out of 4 ain't too bad, I suppose. Lady killer.
Let's get down and dirty. Filthy skunk.
Go on, run, you idiot.